Check out this next one. This is what we call a cube root function. And speaking of inverses, as we have talked about previously, a square and a square root are inverses of each other, and a cube, lights went out, cube and a cube root are inverses of each other. So this whole idea of similar graphs just going in the opposite direction, and that's a very vague representation of what's truly happening here, but it'll do in the meantime. So this graph that goes, we could say it goes up and down. Now, technically, it does go left and right forever as well, just not as fast. This one's going to go left and right faster than it goes up and down. Let's make a table of values, and I'm picking these numbers strategically. I want the cube root of x, and we're going to pick -8, -1, 0, 1, and 8. Again, pick strategically. We'll start at the bottom. Cube root of 8 is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Cube root of 1 is 1. Cube root of 0 is 0. Cube root of -1 is why I started on the positive end, because we look at radicals and would have a negative in there and we're like, oh, it's imaginary. No, not always. This is a cube root. It's an odd root. So I can take the cube root of a -1 and I get, well, -1, because -1 times -1 times -1 is -1. All right. Cube root of -8 is a negative, and that's okay. -2. So let's plot some points. -8, -2, -1, -1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 2. There it is. All right, we're going to graph this thing. And when we do, we are going to draw it, and it's going to look a lot like the ones at the top of the page that were cubic, only it's going to go, well, sideways. And I'm drawing these much better than I drew the other ones. Man, that's a really good representation. I'm so proud of myself. Hang this on my refrigerator at home. My wife would like that. Look, I drew a cube root graph. That's great, Adam. All right, there's that one. You want to make a table for the next one? I'd love to, but I'm not. Okay, you know what's about to happen, right? Same thing, only this one is going to be shifted. Okay, now, previously, when we had something that in this case was all cubed, I would shift it horizontally and I would go in the opposite direction of the sign. Well, now I'm cube rooting, so I would say, well, it's in parentheses. Well, it technically doesn't look like it, but really it is in parentheses. And I'm going to shift it to, but not to, I'm going to shift it -2. So everything you just graphed here is going to be shifted -2. So go into the left too. So what was it? The origin is here, right? Okay, so 0, 0 now is -2, 0. And this coordinate right here shifted over 2. So what was it? 1, 1 is now at -1, 1. And then there's a dot there. And then we're going to have this -8, -2, and it runs off the graph. It's just, way down here or something. It dabbles in the previous problem. And then what was it? 8, 2 is now at 6, 2. And we're going to connect those. There we go.